Hello, hello. Welcome to another flow with Balance Me Yoga. So, today's flow will be focused a lot on heart opening and hip opening. I'm feeling very closed right now, being so confined with everything going on that I feel like my journaling of flows have definitely been more open. So, I just want to kind of give you a forewarning for to look forward to, but also I'm all about props, using them, being as accessible as possible. I usually always keep a folding chair near in case I can show another option in the pose by using the chair. I always keep some blocks, maybe a pillow if needed, and also a blanket or a beach towel if needed as well. I don't think you'll need a strap today, so I didn't even have a strap, or even if you don't have a strap, an old tie that no one wants or uses anymore is always an option. All right, let's get ready to get started. So we're going to go ahead and get centered, laying down on our mats, taking some time to just release, relax, lying comfortably on your back, closing your eyes, allowing your arms and your shoulders to just push away from your neck, allowing your feet to touch the opposite ends of your mat as you're lying, and allowing them to just be comfortable, relaxed, and free, giving yourself some space. Just take some time, take a moment to connect. As you take this time to connect, maybe connect to anything you're feeling, anything inside of you, anything outside of you. Taking the time to bring it all back to your breath, to yourself. Just connecting, breathing, noticing, just being present in this moment. Start taking note of the breaths you're taking. Maybe start evening out the inhales and exhales. As you inhale, notice how long it takes. Maybe it takes 5, 6 breaths as you inhale. And as you exhale, allow that exhale to be just as long as that inhale. Maybe on your next inhale for that length of time. Try to hold your breath for that length of time, and then let out that exhale. Taking your time. In through the nose, Out through the mouth. Just one more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. On these next few breaths, let's start connecting to our Ujjayi breath. So closing your mouth, in through the nose, out through the nose. So maybe you hear that throaty snoring sound, that oceany sound. Feel that tightness in the back of your throat as you exhale. Slowly, while you're lying in that position still, eyes closed, start slowly waking our bodies up. Maybe we start moving our fingers, wiggling our toes. Maybe we start to bring out those wrists and those ankles a bit. And as you do that, maybe you start to find bigger movements, maybe reaching up behind you, allowing your feet to stretch out, just finding that full body stretch. And when you're ready, spin those knees, feet flat to the mat. Let's go and shield wiper those hips a little bit. So first, actually before you start moving, bring your heels out towards the edge of your mat. And you're gonna take your knee, bring your right knee in towards your left. Bring it back up, left knee in towards your right side. Bring it back up. Just kind of waking up those hips a little bit. As I do this, my belly is in. I'm still connecting to my breath. Nice slow movements, nothing too fast. Now let's bring our feet back center, our knees back center. Maybe we take a nice inhale, and as you exhale, bring that right foot up. Pointing those toes as if you're pointing them towards your nose. So flexing the foot. Inhaling, exhale, bringing that left foot up. Now both feet are up, connecting to your breath here. Let's rotate those ankles. Let's wake those ankles up, wake those legs up. Rotate one way, rotate another way. Good. Maybe pump the feet a little bit, get the blood flowing. Oxygen pumping. All right, now let's keep those toes flexed. Shoulders are down. Maybe we just take the right arm. Inhale. Exhale as you reach. I'm not even lifting the shoulder up. I'm just reaching as if I'm reaching towards my toes, just to wake up the spine a little bit, wake up the shoulders, wake up the belly. I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to take the left hand as if I'm reaching towards the right. Bring it back down. Connecting to the breath. Just waking those arms up a little bit, waking us up. Getting a little movement. All right. The next time I bring my right arm up, maybe now I lift the shoulder a bit as if I'm going up for a crunch. Going towards that left foot. Now the left hand towards the right. crunching it up, getting a little crunch in that belly. So pulling that belly in as you crunch it up. Yes, the shoulder's coming up off the mat a bit, but my neck is still nice and even. I'm not bringing my chin to my chest. I'm not just laying my head back. Keeping a nice, even spine here. Just trying to crunch as if I'm touching my toes. Connecting to that breath. Good. When you're ready on your next inhale, just bring it down. Exhale. Inhale as you slowly lower those feet. Connected to your breath. Exhale, bringing it down. Slowly bringing it down. Good. Let's bend those knees. Bring our knees to our chest. Let's start a little rock and roll. Maybe you roll to the side first. You can roll up by rolling to your side as well. Or you can do a little rock and roll forward. Maybe you don't get up the first time. Maybe it takes a couple tries. Rock and roll it up. Once you get up to the top of your mat, crossing those legs, easy seated position. So I'm going to turn forward towards the camera. From here, let's bring those hands up. Exhale, bringing the left hand towards the right knee, the right hand behind you. Getting a nice, little easy twist here. So I have my right hand behind me. My left is on my thigh. My belly is in as I twist. As I connect to my breath with every exhale, maybe I can twist and take my gaze a little bit more over my right shoulder. Inhale as we bring both arms up. Exhale as we bring that left arm behind us, the right on our left knee. Maybe you use the left knee to help you just pull a little bit. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just keep that left hand right behind you. Take your gaze over that left shoulder with every exhale. Taking your time, not in a hurry, just slowly warming up that spine, warming up those shoulders, connecting to your breath. Next inhale, bringing those arms up. Exhale as you bring them down. Good. Now let's put our hands down in front of us. Maybe we roll forward a bit, uncross those legs as we go into our tabletop position. So from our tabletop position, our arms, our shoulders, our wrists are under our shoulders, our wrists and hands. Our knees are under our hips. All right, now what I want you to do is walk your hands forward, maybe a little bit like a palm's distance forward. Okay. Now maybe you step the right foot back a little bit and then the left. And now we're in a plank. So let's warm up here for a moment, just holding that plank position, pulling that belly in towards your spine, shoulders away from your ears. Feeling the body warming up. Straight line from your head down to your feet. Now, keeping those elbows in towards you, let's go down to our mat, taking the tops of our feet down. Maybe we warm our spine up a little more. Low cobra. This more low. And if you feel it in you, maybe you can do more of a high cobra, depending on how you're feeling today. Keeping those feet down, relaxing that butt. Doesn't need to be squeezing tight. No need to hurt ourselves. Let's exhale as we come back down. Curl those toes under you. Keeping them curled. Hands back by your chest. Slowly feel yourself coming up back into that plank position. Maybe now you can start lifting those hips as you push up into your first downward dog. So you feel those hips rise up towards the ceiling. You feel those shoulders rolling away from your ears. You feel your gaze going back towards your belly. You feel your belly coming in towards your spine. Maybe you're up on your tippy toes. Maybe you're able to pedal out your feet a bit, bending one knee, straightening the other. Whatever moves you, start feeling yourself warming up a little bit in your first downward dog. Connected to your breath, shoulders away from the ears, gaze towards the belly. Yep. Maybe there's a little knee popping, maybe there's a little hip popping. It's all good. Now slowly, we're going to go into our first forward fold, walking our feet slowly up towards our hands. At the top of our mat, stand in that forward fold position on an exhale. Maybe you grab your elbows, let them hang, let them allow that weight of your arms to pull you. Maybe you find your weight pressing down into your toes. Maybe you find your weight pressing down into the backs of your feet, to your heels. But notice, just take a moment to notice where your body takes you. Maybe it's just trying to find some balance here. Connecting to your breath. Let's bring those hands down on an inhale, up into your half lift. Feel yourself in position. Crown of your head is pushing forward, hips are pushing back. Exhale, forward fold. Slightly bending those knees on an inhale as you slowly roll up. Bring those hands up above you, meeting them at the top together, palms together. Exhale, heart center. Inhale as you bring those hands back up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go into our first set of sun salutations. Inhale on a half lift, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as you step that right foot back as if you're in a lunge position. Step that left foot back. Exhale as you slowly lower yourself into your chaturanga, or your 8-limb position. So your elbows are in towards your chest, towards your spine, or your ribs rather. All right. Inhale, cobra. Tops of your feet are down on the mat. Now we're going to curl those feet. Exhale to your downward dog. When you're ready, again, gazing up towards the top of your mat. And slowly, well, you can, I didn't do that slowly, did I? You can either take that nice step when you're ready, stepping up to the top of your mat, or slowly walk it up at your pace. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise it up. Exhale, at heart center. Inhale, we're going to bring it back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, exhale. All right, now we're going to step the left foot back first. So we're up on those back toes on the left. Now we're going to step the right. We're in the plank position. Slowly lowering ourselves, elbows in. Cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Connecting to your breath here. Maybe this time you step up more with the left foot towards the top of your mat and then bring the right to meet it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in those knees as we rise up. Hands at heart center on an exhale. Now, let's move into a couple sun Bs. In our sun Bs, we're going to find ourselves first going down into that chair position, right? So in chair, first we're in our standing here. You can either kind of, some people stand feet about hip distance apart. Some keep them together. I'm definitely more of a keep them together. It's kind of how I learned chair. But whatever's comfortable for you in the hip space that you need, and maybe having that little space here is best for you. So let's do it that way. Of course, you can always have a chair behind you to sit in while you do chair, or you can just try to envision a chair behind you. As you slowly bring your hands up, pulling that belly in, gaze is forward, shoulders are away from the ears. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale in the half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back. Step it back. We're going to go down, maybe upward dog on an inhale. Exhale. Downward dog. Let's take that right leg up in the air. Just let it, just get a feel for it. Maybe you open your hip a minute. Bend that knee. Don't let those shoulders pull you away. Keep those shoulders nice and square with the wall in front of you. Now this time you're going to bend that knee as you step that foot forward. That left foot is at a 45-degree angle coming up into your warrior one. Shoulders are square with the wall in front of you. Hips are square. So you're finding where they're all kind of evenly pointing forward. Connecting to your breath. Exhale as you bring both hands down to the mat, stepping the right foot back, going back down, up, downward dog. Now we're going to lift that left foot up, bend that knee, maybe open that hip a second. Stepping that foot forward, right foot, 45-degree angle. Keeping that knee bent as you come up. Warrior one. Shoulders are square, hips are square. Exhale, bring those hands down. Stepping that left foot back. Down. Let's take a couple breaths here. And this downward dog. If sun A's don't warm you up, sun B's will definitely. And if they don't, you are definitely on another level. But sun B's warm me up really fast. So when we're ready, maybe you hop to the top of your mat, maybe you step. Maybe you slowly bring those feet up, whatever works for you. Maybe one leg forward and then the next, whatever works. Into that forward fold. Exhale. Inhale as you slowly come up. Chair. Tadasana. So we're standing. All right, you can keep those feet apart or together again as we chair it again. Forward fold. Now we're going to step it back. All right, so left foot first, then the right. Down into our cobra. Up, dog, down, dog. Right foot up. Stepping it up. Warrior one. And it's always okay to reposition space. Get that space you need for that warrior one position. Exhale as you bring it back down. Stepping the right foot back. Going down. Up. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale into your downward dog. Left foot up, stepping it forward. Warrior one. Connecting to your breath here. Pulling that belly in. Shoulders and hips are forward. Gaze is forward. Exhale, bringing those hands down. Stepping that left foot back. Down. Inhale. Exhale. Connecting to your breath here. When you're ready, taking that gaze back up front. Maybe you bend your knees. Maybe you take a nice jump up to the top of your mat, depending on where you are in your practice. It's okay. Yoga meets us wherever we are that day, that moment. Forward fold. Bending those knees as you come up to that chair. Standing up on an exhale. Separating those feet if you need to. Bending those knees forward into your chair here. Utkatasana. Let's bring our hands together. And maybe we start to bring our gaze towards the right. Maybe we bring our left elbow towards the right elbow. But when you do that, notice your left hip might come forward. Try to find yourself bringing that left hip back, keeping it nice and even while you do that twist. Inhale as you come back center, still in chair. Exhale as you take that right elbow to the left knee. See my right knee came forward though. So I'm bringing it back, feeling that hip go back, control. Gaze is towards the left shoulder. Inhale, back center. Okay, so let's imagine here I'm in the front of my mat. Okay, so from here, you're still in that chair on an inhale. Exhale as you step your left foot back. Right knee is bent and forward. Your left foot is at a 90-degree angle now. The arch of that left foot is facing the heel of the right. So we're in our warrior two stance. Opening those hips, opening those shoulders. Our gaze is over our index finger here on the right, keeping that bent knee, tucking that tailbone underneath you, pulling that belly in. Just getting a nice feel for warrior two here. Imagine if somebody lightly pushed on your right arm or even the left. Would they fall? Or would you be able to hold them up? Show them that true warrior stance. There's strength in every pose. All right, so now, as if your right hand is reaching forward to touch someone's fingertips, reach forward. Bring those fingers down towards your mat, keeping that right knee, that right arm is pressing towards that right knee. Bringing your gaze up, straightening that right leg, going into our triangle. So that left leg is straight behind you, still at a 90-degree angle for the foot. And let me turn more to the side here so you can see my triangle pose. I didn't mean to say keep the knee bent. It's okay to have it bent and then slowly straighten it out into your triangle. Triangle, you have to find a lot of balance here in triangle pose. But I don't want you to collapse down into it and collapse your whole right side. So maybe you are more finding that you find that left shoulder reaching up towards the ceiling and the right. Sometimes I just hold my triangle here where my right hand is closer to my knee so that I don't collapse into that right side. Especially if I'm not using a chair or a block to give me that lift that I need. It's okay to just find that control here. Let's take a graceful reverse triangle, as if it's a reverse warrior, but your knee can stay straight. And just kind of bring it back on an inhale. Exhale, we're gonna bend that right front knee, bring our elbow on top, extended side angle here. And that extended side angle, you're finding that gaze going up towards that left shoulder, left elbow. Now we're gonna slowly on an inhale, gaze down towards the mat, bring the left hand down, bring the right hand down. Stepping that right foot back. All right, chaturanga. All right, when you're ready, step it up, back to the top of your mat, forward fold, bending those knees, chair pose. Now we got to do the opposite side, so we're going to twist it out again in that chair. Bring that left knee behind you, don't let that left hip pop forward. Keep it nice and even with the right. Inhale as you come back center. Exhale, twist it to the left. Gazing over that left shoulder, keeping that right knee back. Inhale. Here, so we're holding it straight out in front of us. But this time we're balancing down rooting into that left foot into our mat. Lifting that right, stepping it back at a 90-degree angle. Bending that left knee. Going into our warrior two. Warrior two here. Connecting to your breath. Gaze is over those left fingers. Pulling those hips right underneath you. Pulling that belly in. Arms are out. Don't let anyone push them down. Find that strength. Gazing right over that middle finger, that index finger. Shoulders away from your ears. Straighten that left knee as you reach forward. Bringing that left hand down. Bringing the gaze up over that right shoulder. Triangle. Don't allow yourself to collapse into that left side. Find yourself trying to open that heart up towards the left. Awakening that left side as well. Finding that strength through your core. Still graceful. Reverse triangle. Bending that front knee as we bring our left elbow down. Bringing our gaze towards that right shoulder as we extend our right arm over as if we're reaching to shake someone's hand. Opening up. Extended side angle. Connecting to your breath. Inhale. As you look down, bringing the right hand down, bringing the left, stepping that left foot back. Okay. Connecting to your breath, chaturanga. Maybe you hold it in downward dog here. Maybe you take a little child's pose to take a moment. Maybe you take a sip of water because you need it. Okay. Now let's go through that flow again. So we're going to add on a little bit more to it. And maybe we'll try to move through it. We'll just kind of pace it, okay? But continue connecting to the breath as we continue to move through the poses. And if you need to stay where you are, just stay where you are, and that's okay. All right, so let's all meet back in downward dog. Remember those shoulders are away from your ears. Maybe notice where your heels are now. My heels were up here when we first started. I'm noticing now that my heels are definitely pushed down a little bit more, and it's not uncomfortable. It actually feels good. So maybe your calves are warming up a little bit, your ankles, those hamstrings, connecting to your breath. All right, let's walk it up to the top of our mat, forward fold, chair, twist, inhale, twist on an exhale, coming back up, stepping that left foot back into warrior two, taking a gaze over those fingers, straightening that front leg, down into our triangle, create that space and that openness, open, open, reverse. I'm not sure if reverse triangle is real, but sometimes it feels good just to kind of stretch the opposite way. All right, bending that right knee, side angle. All right, from that side angle pose, from side angle, you're gonna bring your gaze back down, but don't bring your hand down. We're gonna turn onto those back toes. We're going into our high lunge. So let's bring both hands up, high lunge. Pulling that belly in, shoulders away from the ears, bending that front knee. Up on those toes on the left foot. Now we're gonna take our step up. Actually, let's step up into Tadasana here. So bringing those feet underneath you. So our feet are about hips distance apart. We're gonna just allow our arms to hang down in front of us, shoulders away from the ears. Sometimes I roll them up on an inhale, exhale, as I drop them back down. Feeling that strength down, rooting into my feet, rooting through my legs, my strong thighs, your strong hips, that belly of yours. Use everything, all your core. Sometimes people don't realize just standing, it's not the easiest task to do, especially if you feel like you might have low back pain or something. But when you find that strength, you can stand and do a lot more than you realize. So in this Tadasana pose, just finding that balance, I want you to start finding a little rooting down into your left foot. And we're going to bring the right foot up into a one-leg Tadasana. So from this one-leg Tadasana, holding your balance, maybe you stay here. Maybe when you're in a one-leg Tadasana, you have your foot up on a chair. If you need the chair for a little balance, maybe you have it up. Maybe it feels better that way. Maybe if the chair is even too high, maybe you have a block or a really thick book that you can keep your foot on and you feel that Tadasana. But if you want to go a little higher with it, hold it up. And then let's take it out to the side. Maybe you kickstand that foot down for balance here in tree pose, or you slide that foot up. Maybe it's just under the knee. And you find that balance right under the knee. So your foot is more against your calf. No foot on the knee. If you're able to go up, see, I'm not the best at this part, but if you're able to take it up higher, you can. Maybe you're able to allow those tree branches to extend, or you keep them here at your hip. Finding that balance. Maybe you keep your eyes closed or keep them open, or maybe you try closing your eyes. Not the easiest to do either. Now, I want you to consider trying taking that right leg and bringing it around the left as we move into eagle pose. So when I do eagle, I typically kickstand my foot down. So my right toes are kind of touching the ground as I cross over. And I'm going to take my right arm under the left. So my elbows are bent. Forearms are up. Maybe I find a little extension through the elbows. Belly is in towards my spine, shoulders away from my ears. Holding that. And then we can release it. Bring it down. All right, now let's move into that same thing we did before, but on the opposite side. So from our ego position, as we release it, let's go ahead and step back into warrior two. So now our right foot is stepping behind us. Our left foot is forward, left knee is bent. Warrior two position. So our tailbone is coming underneath us. All right. Straightening that knee. Triangle. Lifting up. Finding that opening. Finding that space. Pulling that belly in. Reverse the triangle. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale as you bring that knee, bend that knee. Bring that left arm on top of that left knee. Bringing that right arm up and over. Side angle. Connecting to your breath here. Taking your gaze down and forward. Keeping that arm out in front. Going back up onto those back toes. Into your high lunge here. Connecting to your breath. Finding that bend here. And that front knee. Now we're going to step that right foot up. Finding some balance here again. Rooting down into those feet, into your Tadasana. Finding a strong Tadasana pose here. Now let's root down into that right leg. As we root down into the right, we're going to slowly bring up the left to that one leg Tadasana. Maybe you keep it here. Maybe you even hold the knee. Maybe you help that knee come out to the side. Maybe you bring it over to go into your tree pose. Maybe you stand your toe down, depending on which side. Notice which side handles the balance best. Which side needs a little more help. Or maybe you're just nice and balanced on both sides, but just notice. Maybe you keep your hands together. Or maybe you can bring them out. Maybe you use the wall for support. That's always an option as well. Keeping that belly in. Shoulders away from the ears. You can stay here, or if you're ready, you can try taking that left leg over the right. Bringing that left arm under the right. Going into your eagle pose. So you are bending as if you're sitting a little bit in eagle. Bring that belly in, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe your palms, both palms can touch each other. Maybe not. Maybe you just hold it with the backs of the hands touching each other, and that's okay. Connecting to your breath, gaze is forward. Slowly unravel. Slowly unravel. Let's take it down. Maybe go through another chaturanga if you need to. Maybe take it back down into child's pose for a moment. Connecting to your breath. Oops, I forgot to take my time. Remember where I am. Keep connecting to your breath here. Maybe it's a nice active child's pose, keeping those hands extended forward. That third eye is to the mat. Those big toes are touching. Those knees are out. Allowing that hip to press back. Done a lot of work. Now, When you're ready, we're going to do another nice deeper little stretch here. So kind of coming up, you're going to come up on your knees. Going to take that right leg, bring it forward towards the top of your mat to the outside of your right hand. Okay? This is lizard pose. So in lizard, you can stay here. You can really feel that inner stretch through that hip here, through the front of the thigh and hip on the left. Maybe you have a block. Maybe you have a blanket or a beach towel, and you want to bring your hands or your elbows down to get a little bit of rest here, a little bit deeper into that lizard. You can also take your foot, if you're in lizard here, you can also take that foot to the knife edge of the foot here and bring it out to the side. And you'll find a little more space here, a little more openness. And notice the difference in what muscles might be feeling activated here versus here. The work changes. So let's hold that. Your gaze can be towards your hands or up a little bit, but not too much. We're not stressing our neck. Shoulders are away from our ears. Connecting to your breath. Allow that good hurt feeling to come through. All right, when you're ready, bring that foot back down. Let's bring it back behind us. All right, now the left side. So stepping that left foot forward, keeping that right knee down and back. All right. So again, you can bring it to that knife edge of your foot as you come down on your elbows, or you can keep it up, whatever feels good for you. You can use a block, or you can also use a pillow if you need to come down on, just to find a little comfort here. Connecting to your breath. This is one of my favorite good hurt poses. It does feel really good because sometimes it's a hip stretch that you don't realize you need until you do it. And though it doesn't feel the best, it feels so good afterwards because muscles that haven't been stretched really do get a nice deep stretch and some feeling through them, depending on how your body feels, of course. No holding the breath, always connecting. If it's too much, you can always come up and go back into your child's pose. All right, so from here, we're going to go ahead, and if you like, you can take a pillow, or you can have a blanket. You can put a blanket behind your head if you like. If you have blocks, those are always helpful. But we're going to go into Supta Baddha Konasana. So this is another one of my favorite deep hip stretches that really can get you nice and open and feeling good. So I'm going to do it from this direction first. So first, you're sitting as if you're like in like a butterfly position. So our feet are together, our heels, the inner feet are touching each other. Our knees are coming down. Okay. Maybe this is where you want to stay. Maybe you feel more comfortable here. Maybe the air is better up here. Maybe this is just as far as your hips even want to go. And that is more than okay. You can even sit in the chair and do this one too. While you're just sitting in the chair, you can have your feet down and bring them together and allow those hips to fall out. If you want to go a little bit deeper with it, it is nice to have blocks or even like pillows to support you. You can put them underneath the sides of your legs as you find yourself lying down. And just taking a moment on your back here, allowing those hips to stay out. Palms up, shoulders just resting against the mat. Connecting to your breath. Keeping those feet together, keeping that connection. Maybe you bring it a little bit closer. Maybe you widen it out a little. Depends on where you are, how you feel. Either way, this is your time. Take a moment here. Connect into your breath. Close your eyes and rest a moment. Notice how your hips feel. Notice how your thighs feel, your knees, your ankles. Your spine. Just give yourself a moment to connect. And you're ready. Inhale. You slowly bring those knees up towards each other. Bring those feet to the mat. Maybe do that windshield wiper that we started with at the beginning. If you got a blanket or a pillow behind you, you can move it. You bring that right knee in. So when you go into the windshield wiper, you're just bringing those feet out towards the edges of your mat. Your knees are in towards each other. Let's bring that right knee down first. Notice the difference in this windshield wiper versus the one you did at the very beginning. How it feels. Maybe notice if you're able to go a little bit deeper into it. Your hips twist a little bit more. If your knees go down a little bit deeper. If it just feels a little smoother. Maybe it doesn't. All depends on how you feel. Maybe everything you start to notice. Notice in your body. Let's bring those knees to our chest, maybe connecting here. Rock side to side a little bit. All right, now let's do one more little bridge pose just to open it up a little bit before we go into Shavasana. Just find some final poses. So from here, let's keep those knees bent. Walk those heels in towards your buttocks as if you're trying to get your fingertips to tickle your heels, right? So once you know they're close enough, maybe start lifting up a little bit. Maybe find your hands going underneath you to connect to each other. As you continue lifting those hips up, keeping those knees bent. Don't allow those knees to go out. Keep those knees nice and even towards each other. Raising it up. Exhale. Coming back down. Good. Do it again. All right, so bringing those hands back towards those feet, connecting those hands underneath you. Shoulders, maybe you can bring them underneath you as you lift that butt up. Slowly bring it back down. Good. Last bridge, lifting it back up. Shoulders underneath you. Keeping it up. Connecting to your breath. Slowly lower it back down. Bringing those arms from underneath you, releasing those shoulders. Allowing those feet to come down. Maybe you need another knee to chest for a moment after that bridge. Sometimes I do. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana. Go ahead and allow those heels to go down towards the opposite ends of your mat. Allow your hands and arms and shoulders to just release and relax as you bring them away from your ears. Palms up if you want to receive energy. Palms down if you like to just continue to find some grounding. Connecting to your breath, allowing your spine to relax and melt into your mat. Connect, reconnecting. This is your time to take a moment to just breathe, connect, relax. No need to hurry. Maybe if we spent just a little more time saying thank you for what we do have, we won't have so much time to dwell on what we lack. Gratitude, praise, and thanksgiving activate the divine laws of abundance. Iyama Benzin. When you're ready, let's slowly start waking up our fingers, waking up our toes. Maybe you slowly start to catch your breath here. As you connect to your breath, maybe you bend your knees. Maybe you find a nice deep stretch with your arms up above you, your legs straight out in front. When you're ready to bring your knees towards your chest, roll to either your right or your left side into that fetal position, that position of rebirth. Take a moment there to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your breath. When you're ready, use your arms to help you as you slowly rise up, eyes closed, into an easy seated position. Those legs are crossed, one in front of the other, one behind the other. Bringing our hands to heart center. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your flow today. Remember to take some time to just say thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Thank you.